Oh, good. I have a demo before we wind down. I can never find the right thing. Here, we'll do this one. All right. How's everybody doing today? Good, good. Okay, just right now, just kind of showing my setup so that everybody has in their head what's going on. I've set up, I'm building on top of the dynamic schema, or sorry, dynamic connections that Stephen released a month or two ago. Uh, and basically you can see I've got this dynamic connection user attribute. For my user, I've set my value to public only. And then I want to just show the configuration for the two connections just so people have in their head what's going on. First off, I've got this public only connection. So this is the one that my user is going to swap in the connection for this this Omni connection or whatever, database connection. And then I also have this is like my main model that I'm actually going to be looking at the model. So this is the connection for the main model. The only difference between these, just for demo purposes, is that in the public only connection, I'm actually using all the same credentials and stuff, which is probably not how people in general would use this feature. But in here, I'm only going to generate the schema, the public schema. So whereas in this main model connection, I haven't limited my included schemas to only generating the public. So in my model, I've also got whatever are all types, and there's two other schemas in my main model. And so then the other thing, the new thing, what I'm actually showing here, you can see my configuration. I've got this PG public only connection as a connection environment set up to come on dynamically if my user attribute's public only. So my user will show that. I've added this new toggle, new setting to the connection environment setup, this use schema connection environment. So in the current implementation, this is actually how we released this, was that the whatever connection you're switching into, whether dynamically or through the non-dynamic just branch-based connection environment switching that we allow, we would actually swap in whatever the schema model is for the active connection for your current, user workbook, IDE, wherever you're at, would get the schema model from the connection that's active for you. So this is the default. Just to show things working, we'll jump over here. I'm in sorry, where am I? I'm in a workbook IDE. You can see I'm in the workbook. My current state of the world is that I am switching. As you can see, I am switching the schema model. Like I say, that's the default. That was our old default. The new default will actually be to not switch the schema model, but we will set the value to on for everybody who's already configured this stuff, so they will have continuity with their configuration. So nothing will change for people's existing configurations, but anybody who comes in and sets up new connection environments will default to not switching the schema model. So here I am again in my workbook IDE, and I'm just going to refresh the page to pick up that connection environment change that I just made to not switch in the schema model. And you can see that now I am picking up the schema model for my main model, my default model, the default connection for the model, but I am still using the connection credentials for the connection environment that's getting swapped in. Same thing for, like, if I'm in a branch, we will use the same setting to determine the behavior for the branch switching feature that we have. So that's kind of like what the different behaviors are. Why did we do this? Well, I think one, people should be able to choose. There's different use cases where you might want this or not want this. And then the other piece is that, just going to turn this back on real quick. If we come back in here, you'll see that I have this branch-based schema refresh setting that I released a few weeks ago that goes along. It's actually a requirement for doing the system sync required for Git to, or pull requests required for system syncs for basically mainless Git. But if you are in the default mode where we switch the schema models, we will not allow you to turn on branch-based schema refresh, because what does it mean if I'm doing the branch schema refresh in my main schema model in this connection, but not in my other one? So if I come back in here and swap this off, now I wonder if it actually, so now I am able to turn branch schema refresh on and off. So that means that now branch schema refresh and mainless Git is now compatible with both dynamic connection swapping as well as just the branch-based connection swapping. So that is the end of that. This will be landing. I still have to write some tests, but it'll be landing early next week.